They are not better than you. They are better at marketing their life. And once you understand that these images you see, the lives of people, the grandness, the greatness, the happiness, the smiles, the success, the likes, the fame, when you understand that all this is just a facade, it's just an image, and that is not the truth, that is not feeling, then you can start to focus on your own self. You can start to focus on your own character and find the life you really want to live. You find your truth, you find your happiness, you find your real success. Today's episode is powered by Huel. Let's jump into the episode. I had a friend and he loved his life. He lived life more than anyone. He went out there every single day and grabbed life by the horns. In fact, he would get up at like 3 a.m. and go for a crazy hike or a swim in a lake or, just doing wonderful things. And he enjoyed life. He loved life. And he didn't have social media. He didn't share about all these things. And then he got social media, started to see the lives of successful people, the partying they did, the clothes they had, the success they had, their houses, the way they looked. And he started to replicate this. And in turn, becoming more and more like these successful and happy people, he became less happy, less successful. And more he became like them, he became less like himself. But of course, you can't become like them because they're an image. You could make your social media look like theirs, but at home, you'll feel sad and empty because this image will never fill you. This picture you see on social media, the picture you're so jealous of, the picture that you can't stop thinking about, the celebrity that has the perfect lifestyle, that's just a fraction of a second. And it's not even reality. It's the chosen scenario, the chosen image. They've picked this from many. They've picked this moment to take. They've picked the best image to share with you with the hopes of getting more likes. And usually in turn, they get money from this in advertisements. So it's not the truth. The truth is, they stood around to get this picture. It could have took them hours. They posed for this picture. They felt like, I need to get the right picture. And then their self-worth is decreasing because this picture doesn't look good. This picture doesn't look good. And eventually they get the right picture after taking a few hours. And then they post it online and they're waiting for the criticism or the likes to come in, anxious, going, oh, come on, I want more likes. Someone's going to say something mean about me. Oh, someone did say something mean. Maybe I should have used this picture. And the truth is, the reality of life is this 24-hour, 7 days a week, rest of your life in a world that you're left with. After that picture's gone up, you're left with this inner works of your life, the truth. And you can never compare that to a snapshot. Even if you are living that snapshot for an hour, you're going to come back down. The ride goes up and down and round and round. And it has twists and turns. And that's the truth of it. So you can never compare yourself. First of all, as the Stoics say, you don't want to compare yourself to others. But of course, the Stoics didn't have social media back then. So this is a new problem we're facing. Back then, they believed it was problematic to compare yourself to others because you're just seeing this facade. You're seeing this image. And of course, you're unique. You're you. You want to do things that make you happy. Not what other people seem to gain happiness from. But now it's been amplified with social media and we see people that are happy. But think, if you've ever taken a picture that maybe got loads of likes and you looked really good in it, you looked really happy in it, think back to that actual moment. Like this picture looks like your greatest success is the picture that got you most likes. But actually think back to that moment. What was it? Maybe you was going through a difficult breakup. Maybe you was feeling very down. Maybe you was depressed. Maybe you was very anxious. And then when you're taking the picture, you spent ages doing your makeup, ages worrying about your hair. You was going around different rooms trying to get the right lighting. You couldn't get the right lighting. And then when you eventually got a selection of images that you thought, okay, these can go online, then you started critiquing them, ripping them apart, going, oh, I look weird in that one. My nose looks strange in that one. My eye looks funny in that one. I was always doing this with pictures. I don't know why. In pictures, I always look a bit weird. I'm not very photogenic. It's because I don't really enjoy being on camera. I don't really enjoy having pictures taken. I mean, I enjoy giving these lessons, but the camera is the only way I can do this. So I have to put up with it. But with pictures, I don't really like them getting taken, and you can see that corresponding in my face. So when you've had this time where you're taking these pictures and you're going through them, critiquing them, and then maybe you start even altering them, changing them, filters and editing. Maybe even you go through Photoshop or Lightroom and you want to make it look perfect. And what you're doing right here is you're telling yourself that you are not perfect, that you are not good enough. The real you isn't good enough to be seen. And you put yourself down doing this. And then you post it and you've been anxious about posting it. And then you sit around going, oh, how many likes to get? Check. How many likes to get? Oh, it's not getting as much as the last one. And then eventually, fortunate enough, fortune's on your side today, you get the most likes you've ever got. And you realize, I still feel empty. Because they're just pixels on a screen. They will never fill your life. And even if you get good feedback, you look for the bad feedback. You look for the criticism and you start to feel bad about yourself. And then the next time you post a picture, you have to tweak those faults. You have to improve on the last picture and you have to get more likes. And suddenly you're stuck in this endless cycle. So these people that seem to be so happy, this is their talent. You see, if you've started cooking at a young age and you cook a lot, then you'll be good at cooking. And people who don't learn how to cook will struggle to make toast, they'll struggle to fry eggs, they'll struggle to make a simple pasta dish. But you can do all these things because it's second nature to you. You've learned this from a young age and you're really talented at it. So you're a good cook. You can cook good food, which I think is an incredible skill. You can eat amazing food every single day for cheap. It's a great skill. But these people that look so happy, look so successful, that get loads of likes, they've grown up and their focus has been on this material world where they want to look good. They want to appear good. So they get good at understanding what gets loads of likes, what lighting looks good, what angle looks good, what people will respond well to. And they're very talented at this. So they're very good at marketing their lifestyle. They're very good at marketing themselves. They're very good at the social media game. But this isn't their life. This will never make them fulfilled from the inside. Now, I'm not saying they're not fulfilled people. You can still do these sort of things and be fulfilled. I'm not saying that. But to believe this image will ever fulfill you when your own life is already empty is such a problematic situation. And you need to work away from that. And my friend I spoke about earlier that lost the joy and light from his life because he started comparing himself to others on social media. Guess how he found his light? Guess how he found that spark? Guess how he found the will, the energy, the fire to go out and grab life by the horns? He deleted social media and he stopped comparing himself to others. And I'm saying this as someone, so it sounds hypocritical, as someone that works on social media. I post every single day on social media. But I'm telling you, if it's damaging you, delete it. I deleted it for 9 months, and those 9 months were enough for me to realize that it's not so good to get caught up in this world. And actually, all social media needs to be for you is a way to communicate with people. It's a good way for communication with friends that you don't have the phone number of, people across the world. It's a good form of education. In fact, it's one of the best forms of education. You just have to look in the right places. And I find it amazing that people like Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, had access to certain tutors because of his great fame and his great wealth and his great power. But you, an ordinary person like me, has more access to great tutors than he did. We have access to the greatest tutors alive and some that are even dead. And we just have to go on our phone. A quick word from our sponsor, Huel. I really like Huel. When I was writing my book, I was using Huel to power me through every single day. When I had my daily greens, when I had my meals, when I had my shakes, it stopped me from going to the shop, buying a load of rubbish, buying a load of unhealthy food, wasting loads of money. And these things do add up. Those quick journeys to the shop every day, the money adds up, the unhealthy foods add up, the wasted time adds up. So if I ever get those cravings, I grab a Huel and it fills my cravings. I feel good, it tastes delicious, it's quick and easy. And if you have any interest in the Huel products, then check the link in the description. Let's get back to the episode. And then number 3, entertainment. There's nothing wrong with entertainment. Entertainment's good. There is a difference. Because people say, well, I'm entertaining myself when I'm scrolling TikTok for 6 hours. There's a difference between entertainment and then doom scrolling or addiction or bad habits. You know that feeling. You know when you've got the nectar from the social media. You got the nectar. It takes like 10 minutes. You've got it all. And that's enough. You've seen the main things you need to see for the day. And then you go off, and it's like returning back to the fridge at night. You go in, you go, what's in there? You close it. And then you come back. Your standards are lower. And now you look, what's in there? You close it, and then you go back. And then you keep going back, and your standards are right down at the bottom. And that's the same with social media. We go, there's not enough on here now. Close it. Then we go, get a little itch that we want to itch. So we go back, and we go, what is there? And we look for it and realize, there was nothing of value. And it just gets worse and worse until we're watching some rubbish, some absolute rubbish, because there is rubbish exists. But I'm not saying it's all bad. So either delete it, restrict time on it, or think about the way you're using it. Look at your screen time and see how much you're wasting. But the point of talking today is just to explain that they are not better than you. They're just better at marketing their lives. Happiness is an inside job. Happiness comes from within. And comparing yourself to others and trying to be like them will not make you happy. It will make you feel that the person you are isn't enough. You need to find your true self. You need to be comfortable with your true self. You need to pursue that freedom and tranquility. Things we can learn from the Stoics, the principles of Stoicism, understanding what we don't control, understanding what we do control, understanding what is good. We control the internal world, the inner works of ourselves and how we respond to the external world. We don't control the external world. What is good? Virtue is good. Courage, wisdom, temperance, and justice. These things that we do control. We control if we're courageous, if we're wise. We control if we use this wisdom and this courage. We don't control the weather or the financial system. We don't control the way people act or the way people behave towards us. We control how we respond to that. And usually, when we start to focus on what we do control and we build our character, the world reflects this. Because in a way, it's like if you've gone your whole life with glasses on, a dull shade, and everything's rubbish, and these glasses are for a filter, we look at everything and it seems dark and dull and rubbish. And in a way, having this realization that Stoicism gives us, it's like taking off these glasses and seeing the world for what it really is. It's nice. It is what it is, really. I'm not going to explain to you what the world is. I think the world is beautiful. I think there's so much incredible things going on in this world. It's a beautiful gift we have. And yeah, it's very difficult and there's lots of suffering. As the Buddha said, suffering is inevitable. Suffering is a fact of life. We all suffer, and we suffer more when we try to ignore this fact. We suffer more when we try to run away from suffering, when we try to hide from suffering. You can't outrun suffering. And if you outrun a problem, then the suffering will grow within you. And then even the problem will catch up with you also. We choose our suffering. We choose the right things to suffer for. We find meaning in the suffering. Because every day has ups and downs. Don't get caught up in the highs. Don't get caught up in the lows. Realize the stasis, the inner world that you control. Become good. Become balanced with that. Become tranquil. Become peaceful. And the outer world will reflect it. It's like a mirror. So stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. You can be happy in your life, if you live on a farm in the middle of nowhere and you're happy with this life. You're happy with the shoes you have, they serve a purpose to walk through the mud. You're happy with the trousers you have, they keep the flies away. They keep you warm in the winter. You're happy with the shirt you have. It covers you up from the sun, it covers you up from insects. You're happy with the hat you have, it covers the sun out of your eyes. Feels nice on your head. But then you go on social media and there's people living completely different lives, getting lots of likes. And maybe even criticizing people like you. And then you think, maybe what I have isn't happiness. Maybe this isn't God. Maybe I need to be more like them. But that's not true. Focus on the inner world. And that is it for episode 41 of 100 Stoic School with myself, William Mulligan, author of The Everyday Stoic. I hope today's lesson helped. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening.